This past weekend was Painkllr's, a competition out in Venice Beach that took place on Saturday. Basically like an all-day kind of thing. Time check-ins were at 10 a.m. You had to be there even if your heat wasn't at 10, and kind of finished around like 3-4 o'clock. Podium went about at 5 o'clock, so pretty much like an all-day thing. It was 4 workouts, literally like 20 minutes in between each workout. So you finish a workout, you go back to your spot, eat something, maybe chill. Then you're literally already on the starting line, getting ready for the next workout. Insane. You get through like all the workouts within like a 2-hour or so period. I had never seen anything like that. It was a really cool experience. I was able to vlog, catch some clips of the guys working out, other stuff, and wanted to go ahead and make a video kind of showing you guys behind the scenes, seeing them compete. Hopefully you guys like it. So we had 2 teams representing Block this weekend. We had Magic Mike and El Diablo with Tyler and Eddie. And then we also had Deuces with Michael and Joe. Both of them competed in the pro division for the men. I believe there was an elite division, but there weren't that many teams in it, so those people kind of got like bumped down to the pro division. Long story short, Joe and Michael got first place. They were the reigning champs last year. And Eddie and Tyler got 7th place. There was 19 teams, and I believe a couple dropped out. If I'm correct, there was about 30 teams starting out. But take my word for it, Joe and Michael got first, reigning champs again, and Eddie and Tyler got 7th. So overall, pretty good weekend, and I'll go ahead and talk about the workouts, show you guys some stuff, and yeah, let's get into it. So starting off the day, they had LSKD there. If you don't know, LSKD is a CrossFit brand based out of Australia. Now, they're getting bigger out here in the US, but they're not really that big yet. They made a post a while ago where they were gonna have a 5K run. First couple people got a really cool running belt. Now, I was like, how? I'm not competing. I want a free belt. So we went out super early. I did my little 5K, got my running belt. I was all good to go. Met some really cool people, met a representative out at LSKD. Hopefully we can work for some affiliation stuff with Block and other stuff. But yeah, pretty cool running experience overall. Then after that whole running thing, that took place around 8 a.m. I went around walking around the area, saw a bunch of different vendors, booths. We had like C4, LSKD was there, a coffee booth, some homemade ice cream made out of fruit, whole bunch of stuff. I think RX Smart Gear was also there too, doing like mini competitions and stuff like that. So really cool thing. Had a bunch of vendors, a bunch of different events where you can win prizes, raffles, entering stuff, and they gave out so much free stuff. Like, I kid you not, the amount of C4s we stole was crazy. The fridge, it probably has like 10 plus C4s, and electrolyte bottles like another 10 plus. That fridge is stacked, okay? Like, if I can find a picture, I will put it in here somewhere, but you know, like, if you're giving away free stuff, I'm gonna take it. I'm just gonna take it, okay? But on that note, we had event number 1. Now, Eddie and Tyler started at 10:55. Joe and Michael didn't start till around 12ish. So we were there, we set up in the grassy area. Workout number 1 was an 8K for completion. While one partner is riding the bike, the other partner is doing a series of dumbbell movements with the Y-bell. Now, the Y-bell is a kind of funky thing. It's like a kettlebell and a dumbbell mashed up into one, I guess. It's like shaped as a triangle. But you're going to be doing 12 deadlifts with that, then 9 hang cleans, 6 push press, and then 150 meter farmer's carry. Now, once that partner completes one whole round of that, they're going to be doing that farmer's carry, looping around the track. And once that partner finishes it, then them and the other person on the bike are going to swap. So just continuously swapping every time you complete that whole segment with the Y-bell and the farmer's carry. Now, I will say this was very interesting. They said in the beginning that you were counting your own reps for the workout. The people, judges there, were only monitoring your bike for the amount of meters you had. Nobody was counting your reps.
Well, but we're only counting the bike. All right, so you want a fair competition. Be fair to each other.
I thought that was really interesting. I mean, I understand it was low staff. They didn't have as many volunteers as they would have liked, but I'd never seen that before. But for the most part, everybody was very accountable. Like, I didn't see anybody like cheating the reps. Like I said, I think Joe and Michael got first. Eddie and Tyler, not sure where they got, but they did pretty good. In their heat, they finished second, only about 10 or so seconds behind the other person, so pretty good, yeah.
And have fun. That's why you're here. Maybe have
My legs hurt. That was hard. Tyler did better than I thought.
We're gonna do fresh picked watermelon, organic, straight out of the garden, versus.
Yeah. Hi.
Yeah, good, great. How does it taste? Description.
Crispy. Sweet. Refreshing.
I didn't want to touch your mouth. That's weird. How's that?
It felt weird to say like it's okay to touch my mouth.
How's that?
I'm blushing now. It's good. I think the homegrown one is a little better.
Thank you. Homegrown watermelon, not for sale.
Barefoot Farm.
I grew with Barefoot Farm.
I helped her grow those.
Yes.
So workout number 2, 80 wall balls, 60 slam ball over the shoulder, 40 slam ball squats, 20 wall ball sit-ups, and then back up. 40 slam ball squats, 60 slam ball over shoulders, 80 wall balls, and then finishing up with a 200-foot heavy sled push and pull. So 100 feet each partner. This workout was very interesting. It was kind of hard to see where we were at just because the barricades couldn't really see everything. So from what I could see, wall balls, same thing, throwing up to a target. If I'm correct, I think they did 14-pound wall balls. I think it was to a 10-foot, so there was that. And as for the shoulder overs, those are all done with a 100-pound sandbag. And then the wall ball sit-ups, they would do a sit-up and then they would hit the wall about a 4-foot target above from the ground. I couldn't really see how they were doing their sit-ups, so I'm not really sure what it looked like because the fencing was blocking the view. But that was essentially it. And then just like running in reverse. Same for the squats, holding it any way you want. And then finishing up with the sled pull and push, and then running to the finish line. It was actually really cool because in the events, they all have a chip timer, so wrapped around their ankle, and it turns on once you cross the starting line, turns off, marking your time of completion once you cross the starting point as you're leaving the kind of area. So that was pretty cool seeing people run to the finish. Workout number 3. This one was a doozy. This was one of the first workouts we saw when we were entering, just because it was right in the front. And it had burpee tire flips, and we weren't really sure what to expect, but can I tell you, that workout looked like a real beater.
Seconds left. 45 seconds left.
Tire flip? I'm gonna do terrible. On that one. I'm gonna sink it to the sand. It's gonna be hard to get out, and I suck at burpees on regular ground. Those are gonna be hard. See that old lady dying? That's how I'm gonna be.
Seconds left. 45 seconds left.
Workout number 3. Partner A does 30 tire flip burpee hop through in sand, while partner B is doing a 600-meter ski erg, 200-meter TRX power bag run in sand, and another 600 meters on the ski erg. And then once you guys finish that, you're gonna go ahead and swap, and that's your time. Now that tire, I think it weighed 350 pounds. I could be totally wrong, but it looked intense. So essentially, you got the tire, got down of it, kind of did like clean, pressed it over, did a burpee, hopped over, then go to the other side, do the same thing there. Got to get through 30 of those. Or your partner's off doing the skier, power bag, sand thing. So watching the guys do it, we saw a couple people doing it earlier, and the main difficulty in the workout was that tire flip. It's because it was in the sand, it was hard to get your fingers under and kind of like digging a hole to try and grip it and flip it over, and just getting all the sand in your face, mouth, just all over your clothes. So it wasn't probably the best scenario, but I mean, it's a competition. You gotta do what you gotta do, right? It seemed like the ski erg wasn't really crucial in the workout, I'd say. It seemed like most teams, it was just literally the amount of time you got through that burpee tire flip. That was your score, the time of completion for that. But it looked like the tire flips got pretty heavy. So there were 5 teams out on the floor. 5 partner A's in the sand doing their burpee tire flips, but only 2 judges. That part was interesting. So it was like one judge was judging 3 people, another judge was judging 2 people, and they're supposed to keep track of all their reps. I know Eddie, he said he was on rep number 20 in his burpee tire flip when his judge told him he was on rep 15. Now having that in mind, told Joe and Michael to make sure they're saying out loud their reps, just so they could avoid that conflict. Same thing again, like the first workout, just a lack of consistency throughout all the workouts. That's probably was the main thing that's kind of frustrating, but then again, what can you do? Now, final workout. Workout number 4. So, basically 3 rounds for time, 500-meter row, split up however you want, 100-foot worm lunge, 200 heavy jump ropes, and 100-foot sandbag carry. And that's final workout. But most people are splitting up 250 and 250 for the rowing. As for the worm lunge, if you don't know, the worm is this giant like sandbag piece of equipment that literally looks like a worm. It's meant to be synchro, so you guys are both walking like together. And then the 200 heavy jump rope, everybody kind of split it up in half, 100 and 100. And that 100-foot sandbag bear hug carry, only one person had to do it every time. So you kind of like divvy up who would do one round, who would do another one. But overall, the boys did really good. They were all smooth on the worm lunges. Tyler and Eddie kind of had hiccup on some of their lunges, just the stepping cadence wasn't really the length they wanted, and it was kind of like the worm was falling off their shoulders, so at some points they had to drop it, reset, and hop it back up. But besides that, they all did great. Jump ropes looked great, bear hug carry. It was mainly just lunge. As for Michael and Joe, same thing there. No real trip ups, maybe on the jump rope, but the space was kind of limited. It was the fence and then the rower, and it was probably only like a 2-foot clearance for where you could do your jump ropes. So that was kind of the tricky part, trying to mitigate that. But besides that, they all did pretty good, and once that last partner finished their bear hug carry, you just run off to the finish line and you're done. That was Painkllr's. 4 workouts within about 2, maybe 3 hour period, like 20 or so minute rest in between, and that was it. Michael and Joe came out first, reigning champions once again, and Eddie and Tyler came out in 7th. All this is from what I've been told. I somehow cannot find a leaderboard online, so you'll have to take my word for it. If it's not accurate, terribly sorry. But Painkllr's overall, really great events, awesome people, great booths, great vendors. It was pretty cool seeing the community come together, kind of build this up. I'm not familiar with the people who kind of organized it or spearheaded it, but from what Joe said, the people are awesome. They really have a strong vision for this and what they're trying to build with the community. So it's really cool seeing local people, other big organizations or brands come together and kind of showcase this to everybody. And it was all free. Literally, if you were on the beach, you can just walk down, watch an event, and then go back to the beach. Kind of give me Wadapalooza vibes, but on a little bit more smaller scale. I would highly recommend Painkllr's for anybody trying to compete in CrossFit or any other functional fitness endeavor. They had a foundations division. The division that the boys were in was the pro, so you got a couple options there. It was all essentially the same workout, just modified weight and options like that. The weather was great, kind of got hot towards the middle, and the jerseys were pretty damn cool. Like, everybody got jerseys, everybody got medals. First year they did medals. It was just really cool vibe and community. Had a lot of great people from Block come out. The whole gang was there, and the boys. Our 2 teams competed, took first, took 7th, and that was a great weekend. So if you're interested in seeing more kind of vlogs like this about our competitions, let me know what you're doing, and hopefully I can go out, try and film, and do a little recap to give to you guys. But that's it for today, and see you on the next one. Bye.